Hi, everybody. I am Gina Sheevy, and welcome to My Cup First. Today, we have a cup filler of the month, and I'm so excited to share her with you. Now, how I got connected with this person for a cup filler session was really through one of our own, Tasia Markowitz, nominated Lyn Blubaugh for this because, and she said, she is motivating to other women. She is an inspiration. And she's a fellow gravel riding cyclist. And so I know many of you in here share that passion with her and are looking forward to hearing her. But she has a story that, and again, I'm only hearing a little bit of this from other people, but I haven't gotten to hear her whole story myself. So I'm very excited to be able to hear that she is a survivor of cancer as well. Very, very strong woman. And that's what we're trying to do here in these cup filler sessions is really highlight the amazing strength and the amazing fortitude with which women can lead their lives. And so without further ado, please make welcome Lyn Blubaugh. Yay!
Hi!
Round of applause.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh gosh, I'm the one honored here. I just to share you with the world here. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So where are you coming to us from today?
Well, I live in Madison, so I'm home in Madison. Yes. Hanging out on the couch.
We used to be neighbors.
We did. I can actually see your house right now at my window, or your old house, excuse me, your old house.
Yeah, so we have a connection that Lyn's youngest son, Sage, was in school when I was counseling at Madison High School. And so we knew Lyn as a neighbor. And so it was a kind of a cool thing. And then we moved. And I didn't know what you were doing since then. And that was like 2014. So It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, by trade, I am in dentistry. So I've been in dentistry pretty much my whole working life. I did raise
pretty teeth to get that smile. Yeah, there we go.
This is my signature mood. It's called the shelf. Okay, sorry.
I love it.
So dentistry by day. I love to talk about it, file your insurance, all the questions. Anyway, that's what I do during the day. So manage the office, hang out with girls all day, one boy in the office. You all know how that is. So so dentistry during the day, and then try to find some fun hobbies to fulfill the other part. But raised 4 children, homeschooled the oldest one, and then all the boys, 3 boys, went to public school, and that's how I know Gina. So they're all grown. Started doing some running while they were growing up, so it was easy for them to ride their bikes, and I could run and get some exercise. And then one thing led to another, and I fell on a gravel bike.
How did that happen?
So, short story is I was working out at Emporia Fitness, and they had a spin class. And the teacher was always getting on to me, asking me to be quiet because I talk all the time. So if you know me, I talk all the time. Sometimes I let you talk. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Sorry about that. But she was like, Lyn, quit talking. I'm like, well, then work me harder. And so we banter, of course, and that was a good time. And one of the girls in the class had a gravel bike she wanted to sell because she wanted to upgrade. And so she asked me if I was interested, and I did buy it. It was a mountain bike. If you know anything about bikes, it was a smaller bike. Everybody was getting into the 29-inch. It was a 26-inch. And I rode my first 100 miles on that 26-inch. It was very painful, but I completed. Yeah. So got bit by the bug. Still didn't want to give up running though. I still really liked running, liked working out, just wanted to be healthy. Not so much for the body shape. I have a nice body shape. My mom did a great job in the gene pool. I do have that, but just, you just want to feel good. You want to have energy. You want to do all those things. And my boys were playing college sports. Sage was in high school. So there was a lot of those things. I was just running around, and I felt like it was important that I took that time for me every day, get up early, whatever. So got into the gravel riding, but I still didn't want to give up running. So I rode the 100-mile unbound gravel, formerly known as Dirty Kansas.
Yeah.
And then the next year I ran my first marathon. And then I came back and started riding the 200.
Wow.
So I love endurance. I love the long, I love the pain, I love the training. I'm one of those crazy people that I love getting lost out there in my mind. And sometimes on the road you get lost, but it's
I
fun.
can see the beauty in that. I can
Yes,
see the beauty in
yes,
that.
yes.
So you touched on a piece that really leads right into kind of the first thing we were going to discuss, and that
Sure.
was the 3 things you feel you must do for yourself each day. So we're really trying to give an emphasis on, yes, we are moms. Yes, we work. Yes, we wear 1,000 hats,
Yes.
but none of that work gets done
No.
at the level that probably God expects. And where I feel my is like, Lord, you put me here for work. I don't take care of myself. I can't do the good work.
Right.
So taking care of ourselves has to be a priority.
It has to be.
What are the top 3 things you must do for yourself each day?
Well, I think as a woman first, let's just try to remember you're not being selfish because you're taking care of yourself. You have to find, I know, and then you feel guilty about it. So please just stop feeling guilty about taking care of yourself. And then one of the biggest things that I've always done is try to think of many positive things as I can to start the day. I've always worked around other women, and we all know that sometimes is more stressful than the actual work that we do. And it's not because women are mean or nasty, but our personalities just don't always match. Or I'm having a bad day and you're having a good day, or maybe we're both having a bad day. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so just start off being super positive about yourself. So I love to take a shower in the morning. Well, first, I've always liked to work out in the morning. Yeah. I feel like it gets my appetite going. I feel good about if I want to eat something naughty during the day, then I've already burned my calories. So then I don't feel guilty. But so working out in the morning is important to me. Of course, taking a shower, I want to smell good. I want to feel good. And I feel like that is a way to start my day to feel good. And then I always try to find something about myself that I want to emphasize that I feel pretty about. So some days it's my eyes. Some days I want my hair to be pretty. Some days you just pick that thing about you. Maybe I want my legs to look longer, so I'll wear high heels, whatever. Well, not now. I wear scrubs every day, but anyway, wear your colored shoes if they make you feel pretty. So yeah, I think the 3 things are exercise, showering to smell and feel good, and then find that positivity inside yourself and the things that you like about yourself, and tell yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself those things. My mirror, I have 2 stickers on my mirror. It says, inhale fear, exhale courage. So bring in all the yucky stuff that you think, and then here we go.
And let it out.
Yeah, we're going to start the day positive.
I resonate with a couple of things that you said there. We had a gratitude practice in this group in November, and completely optional. People could jump on Sunday evenings. And one of the weeks, we had a different focus each week, and one of the weeks was affirmation,
yes.
gratitude of self, yes. And that was probably the hardest week for most of us.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting because I talked to my girls about gratitude of self. When from the time they were little, we have said, if they said I can't do something, or if they've said something really negative about themselves, we would say, well, 2 things you can do. And they knew instantly they had to tell us 2 things.
Yes.
They knew that they had the power to do and that they were good at. And it got to of course, they're kids. They were like super annoying, but it forced them to have that mindset. But what I learned about myself as a parent is that I wasn't doing that for me.
Oh, yes. That's important to be the example.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of us don't spend time there. Like, again, it goes back to that. It feels selfish, and maybe like I'm turning the mirror to myself, and I'm trying to be, I don't know if it's not bold, but it's like braggy.
Yes.
No, you're saying it to you to reinforce love of yourself.
Right.
You cannot love others as well as you intend to if you do not also love yourself.
I agree with that. That was one of the things in Christianity that's always I struggled with as a young woman is how can I love others if I can't even love myself first? Yeah. So it does take a lot of inner strength to pull that out of yourself. But it
Absolutely.
feels good once you start doing it.
Absolutely. So can you remember a time, let's flip a coin and go to the opposite. Can you remember a time when you struggled to take care of yourself? What did it look like and how did you find your way back?
So 4 children. I said that right.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, one more. I don't know.
Oh, after 2, who cares? It's just laundry.
That'll be one of the quotes
and
that
then
I
you have to always count. You have to count
laundry.
when you get in the car. You have to count when you get out of the car. Yeah, don't leave. I've left one before. That's not pretty either.
We have all left one before.
Good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, you're not the only one. You're in good company.
Or how about you're trying to get them all in the car and you hit one's head? That happened all the time. Like, how did I hit your head in the car? Okay, that happened a lot. I have to say, for me, we moved to Madison. Oh, sorry, I'm holding my phone and I feel like I'm everywhere. Okay,
you're fine.
So living here in Madison, I'm thinking Sage might have been 5, 6, 5 maybe. The kids were starting to get active. So we're youth grouping, we're Boy Scouting, I'm working full time, I'm homeschooling Corinne full time. So life was pretty crazy. I cut my hair short, maybe 1.5 inches long, maybe 2 inches. It was total dude hair. But I didn't have time. I didn't have time. I wanted to work out a little bit. I wanted to make sure that was the last thing. I need to get ready in 20 minutes. By the time you get them all up, you get them to school, get them to whatever. I don't have to explain it to this group, but yes. So self-care lacking. I don't even remember most of the time washing my face before I went to bed, putting on any kind of moisturizer. Nothing. I was lucky to put lotion on dry feet sometimes, but yeah, it was bad those years. There was probably 5, 6. We could probably get into 8. It wasn't about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you find your way back?
One of the girls that I worked with wanted me to be in her wedding, and I was 15 years older than everyone. I've always thought I was 15 years younger than I'm really supposed to be.
It's a state of mind.
I know, right?
As much as I am. I don't know.
I still think I'm 30, and then I walk past the mirror. I'm like, oh, whoops, wait. No, I'm sorry. No.
Girl, you still look good. You still look good.
No, I know. Thanks. I just want to look 30 still, I think.
Right.
I don't know. Those were some good years. So she wanted me to be in her wedding, and I just felt like I needed to start taking better care of myself. And so I had 6 months, 8 months maybe, and started going to the gym and making sure I took care of my skin and just trying to make myself feel better, because I thought, I got to be in front of all these people. I can't look like, a boy with hair. And yeah, so it was good. I needed to be brought out of the shell. So yeah. I think it takes those good friends, those good, strong friends too, to tell you, why do you wear your hair like that? Or why don't you fix your hair? Yeah.
Yeah. I think I call them the truth sayers in my circle. And
yes, you have to have them.
Sayers. Yep.
Yes.
So you started working out, and when I knew you, you were running and biking, and I never saw you in a moment where you stood still. You were never standing still.
No.
So when did cancer happen?
So 2019, I had been training. Well, actually 2018 and 2019, I was offered to ride the Dirty Unbound gravel, formerly known as Dirty Kansas. Let's keep saying that.
Yeah.
They have a race called XL, which is 350 miles. So for the last 2 years, the first year I trained and I only made it like 140. We had a storm come in, had a lot of other physical problems in the heat. Anyway, didn't make it that year. So of course I had to try it again the next year. So in 2019, 18 and 19, I'm training again for the 350. So that requires about 200 and some miles a week. You're on your bike or you're working out over 20 miles or 20 hours a week, excuse me. And I'm working full time. So exhausted physically, you have to be exhausted physically to train to ride that amount of miles. So I went to the doctor. I believe, I really don't remember the date. I'm maybe February, March, I went to go see my nurse practitioner, Amy Seamers, who saved my life. Love her. Shout out. So I went and saw her and said, hey, I just want to do blood work. I want to, just make sure I'm treating my body the way I need to for the mileage and the torture that I'm putting it through. So we did that. And she's like, hey, you really need to have a colonoscopy. I was like, yeah, whatever. You've been telling me that for the last 2 years. You just keep talking. And she literally said, no, you're doing it this year. And she kind of got a little with me.
Yeah.
And then that's not our relationship. So I was like, fine, set it up, whatever, but I'm not doing it until after Dirty Kansas. I mean, Unbound, formerly known as Dirty Kansas. So she set it up and I had a colonoscopy 2 weeks after. I did not complete the 350. I made it 320, which perfectly fine with me. I had a great time. It was a great adventure. So 2 weeks later went and so it was just a preventative. And that's when they found, I had rectal cancer.
Good grief.
Colon cancer. Yeah. So they call it colorectal cancer.
Good grief. And what would have happened had you not been training?
They said I would have had fatigue, some other symptoms, which you have on the bike. If you train at all on the bike or you're a runner, you know that you're going to have some bathroom situations that happen frequently, a lot of fatigue, but we were fatiguing me. So I wouldn't have known. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, I didn't have symptoms, but they said I would probably if I wasn't torturing myself.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like your journey on the bike was a blessing in more ways than one.
Yes. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So incredible. Did you struggle to care for yourself during that time?
During the treatment? Yeah. So I finally ended up at KU Med, and I had a great oncologist. He's actually a director at KU. So I had to do a lot of, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to have. You tell me the options and then I'm going to pick. So him and I had a lot of fun bantering. But yeah, so I just got to do chemo. I did not have to do radiation because they just got done doing a lot of clinical trials with that. So that helped me out a lot physically. So I got diagnosed in June. I'd already had a race in Colorado that I had scheduled in Steamboat Springs with 140 miles of gravel in the mountains. And I did not want to miss out on that. So I pushed back chemo. I got my port placed. Still couldn't work out a whole lot, but I knew I had the ability after doing what I had already had trained for. So I just kept pushing forward. So I did the race of 140 miles on a Sunday, and I had my first chemo on a Tuesday.
Wait a second. So I may not be the only person watching this thinking, are you telling me that you had a plan for treatment, that you had met with your doctors, that you knew that you were facing all of this, and you just decided, I'm going to go race anyway?
Yeah.
Why? Why did you do that?
I think, first of all, there's denial. You don't want to have cancer, and you don't want your life to stop.
So that was the push the pedal.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you're not going to tell me that I can't do what I love to do. Yeah. So I said, this is what I want to do. And he's like, well, then we're going to do it. And we did it. So had, I believe, 5 chemo treatments before my surgery in December. November was a really rough one. And I went ahead and competed in, let's back up just a little bit. Unbound always has women's camp, and I got invited to do that. So I did that through my September chemo treatment, and I just had a blast. And another thing with cancer is I didn't want to tell anybody. So only my close people knew anything about it anyway. And I can't really tell you why that happens, but when when you're around other people that have cancer, everyone's a little bit different. Some people want everyone to know, and some of us don't want anyone to know. So it's up to you how you decide to do it. And I've talked to the chiropractor, Chris Owens. He took care of me through all my training, and he's kind of the same way. He didn't want people to know either. And so I don't know where that comes from in our characteristic, but it happens.
I think you're incredibly strong-minded and strong-hearted, but I think that I'm married to a very strong-willed person.
Mm-hmm.
And if something is wrong, he doesn't want to tell anyone because he doesn't want their pity.
Yeah.
He feels like that's an attack on his strength in some ways.
Probably true. Yes, I would agree with that. And the look that people give you when you tell them, you're like, oh, I don't want to look at your face. I'm going to look down while I tell you.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. So I tried to compete and ride when I always had a week off. I did pills by mouth for 2 weeks, and I went up to KU and had a 3-hour chemo IV. So it was pretty rough the first 7 to 9 days. And then after that, it started to get better. And then that week where I started feeling better, I would try to run or ride or work out at home, just do whatever I could to stay active. So I could keep training, because the November Freedom Fest was my 5th spur. So that's, you run 5K, and then you ride your gravel bike 40 miles. And then you do the obstacle course, and it all has to be done in 4 hours. And it was my year to get my golden spur. And I'm like one of 3, only woman. So I had to be there for the women. I had to. So I kept training and kept pushing myself, and I made it thanks to friends. I couldn't have done it without my friends. I had friends that ran with me. I had people that came and rode their bikes with me and just kept me going. And I didn't want to keep going. And I even asked special permission, like, I don't think I can do the obstacle, and they weren't going to make me, but I did it anyway, because then that would make me a cheater, and I can't be a cheater. So
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So then I had my surgery in December. My surgeon let me walk. I couldn't ride my bike for 6 to 8 weeks, but I walked, and he thought I would just walk a couple miles a day. But by the time I went back for my post-op, I was already up to 6 miles. So yeah, I felt like things went really fast, and I was planning on riding Unbound 200. And that was my goal. Was I had 16 weeks to train, and I was going to do it. And then hello, COVID. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I'm going to remember this story for a long time, because I have nothing like your excuse.
Oh no, it's not. No,
but I have nothing like what you were going through. I have nothing like that stopping me from putting my feet out onto the pavement and going for my walks and going for my runs to make me feel better. I have nothing like, I could have seen myself in that situation saying, I'm going through chemo. Forget that. I'm done. And what a testament to your will and your commitment to yourself, and your spirit. I am so very moved by that. Thank you for sharing that story with us. Incredible, Lyn.
Well, thank you. I just want people to know that it doesn't matter what you're going through. Movement is the best for you mentally. You have to move. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and ride 350 miles. It doesn't even mean you have to go. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to be crazy like me. I promise you don't have. And you don't want to be, maybe. I don't know. I think some of you should be. What I believe about endurance, women are built for endurance. We are. We have babies. We do a lot of it we stay up all night puking kids, and we still have to go to work, and we still have to do the laundry, and we still have to cook, and we have to go to the grocery store. We have to do all those things. So don't think for a half a second that you can't do what I do. I am not athletic. I love it. I have to work for everything I have. So no, move. Move creates endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. You have to be happy to be a good mom. You have to be happy to be a good wife. You have to be happy to be a good friend. You have to be. You have to move. And it doesn't, you go out and walk for a mile. go out, do something in your living room. Your kids love to work out with you. They want to do whatever you're doing. Put a video on. YouTube has everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That brought us together in quarantine was Gracie
Yes.
looking up YouTube videos that we would work out to in the living room.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. So yes, I have so many things I'm going to be processing about this.
Okay.
So when you think of someone else, I mean, I want to get to the heart of Lyn Blubaugh and the world are you looking up to? You're such an inspiration to so many women and you motivate so many women in your circle. And I know you have no idea about that, but it's true. And so who do you think of when you want to be inspired to get back on the bike? Who's a role model that showed you that movement was important?
I don't know if there was anyone specific. I mean, of course, my mom, we're pretty much the same person. I'm just the younger version. But she really showed me how to blaze a trail as a woman. As a young woman, I know, right? She's amazing. She played baseball for a semi-pro league. She was the only woman that did her job in the company that she worked for. So she did blaze a trail for me. So as far as movement, she taught me how to move and stay active. So I probably look up to her the most. But what keeps me moving is my tribe. And my tribe or my group of people are the Tasias and the Trevas and the Tinas and the Christies and the Cassies and the Paulinas and those people that I ride with, babes on bikes. Just anyone that wants to go for a ride, anyone that wants to be on a group ride, any of those women that I feel like I look up to them. I look up to them just as much as, and I know they look up to me but I don't need them. I don't want them to look up to me because I screw up just like everybody else. But yeah, it's just, I think women just need to constantly keep putting people into their pool of friends. Yes, you always have a best friend. You should always have a few best friends, but just keep adding to that pool because they just bring so much to your life. There are women in Emporia who ride bikes who have chronic illnesses. You wouldn't know that because they don't tell you. Those are the women I look up to because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm out here griping because my knee hurts and your whole body hurts and you're out here pedaling. Yeah. So I think it's just a lot of different people do that, but definitely my mom, my grandma, the women that raised me definitely were strong-willed women who paved that road for me.
Thank God for them.
Yes.
And thank God for all of those that are in our school that are
yes.
that school for our, both us and my kids. I always think about every cup filler I have interviewed. I'm thankful that my kids have known in one way or another. My girls do remember you. They remember who you were.
That's sweet.
Them anytime that they were in the yard and you would wave and say hi. But I think I'm very thankful for the way that a tribe can show up for the other women in your lives. So I'm thinking of my little women, my 3 girls. I want them to be so fully surrounded by strength, so that they build that culture for themselves too. And I'm very choosy about my circle. I'm very choosy about my tribe because I need people who are going to be for me in my mistakes and for me in my crazy ideas.
Yeah, you're going to like me no matter what. You're going to support me if I fall down and support me if I took the wrong fork in the road.
Yeah, yes. and loyalty is everything to me.
Yes.
So when you receive that from someone, when you find a friend like that, hold on to them, ladies, because you don't want to do life without them. No, I'm so honored to hear that about your circle, and I'm glad you have them. That's incredible.
Yes.
So is there anything further that you feel like someone out there watching this right now might need to hear? A lot of moms in the thick of it in this group.
Well, I wrote down some things, so let me make sure I covered them all. I think really there's just so much out there. And I feel like with my cancer situation, I just did a lot of research and I wanted to be healthy. So I did change my eating habits. I went very healthy. I am what they call vegan. I really want to be plant-based, but people don't understand that. So I really strive to eat a lot healthier now. So that makes your body even feel happier and better. So I think that's important. But I think whatever you want to do, you need to move and just try to put healthier things into your body. And I really don't know what to say except for just find what works for you niche wise. And you might think, okay, well, I'm really not into exercising, but there's a lot of things in our community that you can get involved in that might make you happy that exercise can't do. We have Abundant Harvest, we have the homeless shelter. So that is where my heart is at within our community. I serve on the board there. So if you ever need any ideas or things about that, there's a lot of church communities that have clothing centers. We have Shiloh House. I mean, there's just so many things that maybe your talent isn't riding your bike 200 miles, but maybe you can make hats or you can make scarves or you can sew clothes or you can whatever. I just think when you put yourself out there, then when you need it, and let me tell you, I needed my people, then I got it back. And I needed it, and it was amazing. And they kept me out of some dark holes. And I'm very thankful for everyone who reached out to me when I was battling. So,
such good advice. Kind of the whole premise behind why we are having this discussion is really just about that. Find your gift.
Yes.
Do it well.
Yes.
Take care of yourself so you can continue to do it well.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank you. I know I've taken 30 minutes of your Friday, and I'm so honored that you shared your story with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Abundant gratitude to you.
Oh, no.
For anyone who may be watching this, all of the things that she mentioned, I will put links into the post so that you can look those up. Abundant Harvest and all the good work that can be done there. Yes. And also is it Unbound?
Unbound Gravel.
Unbound Gravel.
Known as Dirty Kansas.
Yes. So we will get those links in this post to you. Yes. And also, if you know of a woman that you would like to lift up in this group, I usually am about 2 months, ahead of filling, but I will get them on here, and you can do that at bit.ly/cupfiller. And again, just please send your kudos to Lyn in this group and let her know how she touched you. And because I know it's something we will all be processing for quite a long time.
Yes.
So
reach out if you ever have any questions. I'm more than happy to help as well.
Absolutely. And thanks to Tasia for nominating
you. Tasia, you are the sweetest.
That's wonderful. Yes. Well, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you.
I said hi.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.